Have you ever imagined going back in time and trying to explain modern technology to people from the past? Electricity, phones, lights, machines, everything we use every day without even thinking about it. And then you start to wonder something strange. If you actually had to explain all of this from scratch, would you even know how to do it properly? We use electricity constantly, but most of us never really think about what it actually is or how it was discovered in the first place. So today, we are going to imagine exactly that situation. You are in a world where electricity does not exist yet. No lights, no devices, no technology, nothing that runs on power. And your task is to explain it in a way that someone from that time could understand. But before you even try to explain it to them, you first have to understand it yourself in the simplest way possible. Electricity is a form of energy that is invisible but exists everywhere around us. It comes from tiny particles called electrons that are found inside atoms, which are the building blocks of everything in the universe. These electrons can move through materials like wires, and when they move in a controlled path, they create electrical energy. That energy is what we use to power almost everything in modern life, from lighting up rooms to running machines, charging phones, and making entire cities function. The interesting part is that electricity itself cannot be seen directly. You cannot hold it or look at it like a physical object. You can only see what it does. You see the light it creates, the movement it causes, and the systems it powers. That is why, if someone saw it for the first time, it would probably feel like magic, something invisible controlling the physical world in ways that seem impossible to explain. But electricity was not discovered overnight. Humans first became aware of it through nature long before they understood what it actually was. One of the earliest and most powerful examples was lightning. For thousands of years, people saw lightning in the sky as something mysterious and uncontrollable. It was powerful, unpredictable, and sometimes even frightening. Many people in ancient times believed it was a sign from gods or a force beyond human understanding. Over time, curiosity started to replace fear. People began asking questions about what lightning really was and whether it had any connection to the strange static shocks they sometimes felt when touching certain objects. This curiosity eventually led scientists to begin studying electricity more seriously. One of the most famous early experiments was done by Benjamin Franklin, who tried to understand the nature of lightning by flying a kite during a storm. That experiment helped lead to the discovery that lightning and electricity are related, which completely changed how humans understood the world. After that moment, science slowly started to build a deeper understanding of electricity. Scientists learned how to generate it, how to control it, and eventually how to use it safely. This led to the development of generators, power systems, and eventually entire electrical grids that could bring energy into homes, cities, and industries. What once seemed like a mysterious force in the sky became one of the most important tools in human civilization. Today, electricity is everywhere. It powers hospitals, transportation, communication systems, and basically every piece of modern technology we rely on. It is so deeply integrated into our lives that we often forget it even exists. We press a button and expect things to work instantly without thinking about the massive system behind it that makes everything possible. And that brings us back to the original idea. If you really had to go back in time and explain electricity to someone who has never seen it before, you would quickly realize how difficult that actually is. Not because the idea is impossible, but because it requires a level of understanding that took humanity centuries to develop. To them, it would not just be a scientific concept, it would look like something closer to magic. And maybe that is the most interesting part of all. The things we consider normal today were once completely unimaginable. And the things we struggle to imagine today might become completely normal in the future. So when you think about electricity, you're not just thinking about science. You're thinking about one of the greatest discoveries in human history, something that completely changed the way humans live, think, and interact with the world.